Intro into the Omegaverse. Definition. The Omegaverse, in its simplest definition, is an alternate universe where humans have two biological genders. Your first biological gender is the gender given at birth, determined by your external reproductive organs, male or female. Your second gender presents itself during puberty. It is determined by your internal reproductive system. The most standard second genders are alpha, beta, and omega. In other verses, deltas and gammas are added or interchanged. Some verses have caste systems that depict a dominance hierarchy or pecking order. This social hierarchy is usually a ranking system of upper and lower classes, with the upper class being determined by prestige and lineage, and the lower class is determined by lack of financial success. Gender characteristics. Alphas are presented as dominant, physically strong and protective. Omegas are presented as submissive, feminine and fragile. Betas are presented as neutral, having either a mix of alpha and omega traits, their own unique traits, or as regular humans. Reproductive systems. The three main second genders have reproductive roles. In males, all three genders have male genitalia, with only omegas also having a uterus. In females, only betas and omegas have a uterus. In most verses, only alphas and betas can impregnate, while only betas and omegas can be impregnated. Sense of smell. Everyone in the Omegaverse has an excellent sense of smell, one that is able to pick up really specific scents. Frequently, characters are able to tell alpha, beta, omega status, if an omega is pregnant, if heat is occurring, pair bonding status, and who the person is pair bonded to. Scents can linger and spread. During a heat, the omega pheromones can go from across the room to across the house to across the city. Male alphas have additional scent glands, pheromones, and the enlarged vomeronasal organ. Like omegas, they produce a distinct scent and perceive that of others. They also heavily produce pheromones, which can be used to make a partner more willing, force submission in any situation, or outright abuse the omega by never allowing them to have their opinion or will. Organic blood markers and scent. Each dynamic is most commonly recognized by scent, which is produced as a natural musk that exists in the top 3 layers of the skin and comes from blood markers that attach to red blood cells. Pheromones. Pheromones are secreted or excreted chemical factors that trigger a social response in members of the same species. All humans carry pheromones within their glandular system that alert others of their dynamic, their bond status, and in the case of omegas if they are close to a heat. Triggers. Several natural reactions can increase a person's blood markers, regardless of their dynamic: when near a bonded partner, a mate, or their offspring; when feeling threatened or while defending home territory; when aroused. In alphas, these blood markers spike when in close proximity to an omega nearing a heat and when agitated or in a stressed state. In omegas, these blood markers spike when nearing the apex of their heat cycle and when threatened as an evolutionary fear response. In betas, these blood marker levels usually run at a regular baseline. If one produces such unique scents, one must be able to perceive them. It is logical that the vomeronasal organ is larger and stronger in both omega and alpha. This grants them the ability to better observe the scent of another character. Procreation. Betas are more human-like and don't experience mating seasons. Their reproductive system corresponds to their first gender. Alphas and omegas experience mating seasons once a month. Alphas or omegas without a mate usually have a specialized secured room designed to help them through their monthly cycle. Alphas experience a mating season called ruts. During their ruts, their instinctual and animalistic need to mate causes them to lose their sense of rationale. They also produce increased amounts of pheromones. Omegas experience a mating season called heat. During their heat cycles, Their instinctual and animalistic need to mate causes them to lose their sense of rationale. An omega's body is at its most fertile during this state. Knotting is when the male genital swells, due to arousal, to lock itself inside the uterus. In response, the uterus will tighten, thus preventing the male genitalia from being able to withdraw. This method is what usually causes pregnancy. Both genders try to regulate their mating seasons by taking hormonal medications. As to prevent accidental pregnancy. Marking. Markings can be scent-based or visual. Scent marking is when pheromones are used to claim a mate. Visual marking is when physical marks, typically made through biting, are presented on the body, usually on the back of the neck, to claim a mate. Alpha and omega lovers may form pair bonds through these markings. These bonds can create a special connection with telepathic or empathic qualities. Conclusion. The Omegaverse is flexible, and each verse is different. Venture into this alternate universe and have a unique experience of the human nature.